a.m. we go to our next class, Geography, where we learn about all the countries in the world and where famous landmarks are located, like the Colosseum, the Great Pyramid of Giza, and also the London Eye. It is also an attraction, so that's of course going to be there. Yeah, we also try and learn many countries of the world, and we even try and name as many as we can. Here's what I did. So they had us write a geography project through a mini book that we're gonna write. And the book that I wrote was all the countries of the world in detail. Actually, I was joking. It's 10 countries of the world in detail. I wrote it in 27 minutes, so 11:27 a.m. He finished it at 11:38. He finished it at 11:41, and he finished it just in time at 11:59. And let's go to the next bit. At 12 p.m. we have lunch time. And what I do in this, it actually isn't lecturing, but it's actually doing stuff like playing around with friends and trying to discuss how we can change the school's policies to see if it will actually be effective. And you might be wondering, what do I usually have for lunch? Sorry to disclose some of my information that I don't really want to put out there, but I guess I'll do it. I don't mean to get the Italians hating on me, but I usually have. I have pineapple on pizza. Don't get angry, Italians! And I also have some healthy foods, like an apple, orange, and a pear. Lunchtime lasts 30 minutes, so it's actually the same time as break time. So let's go back to the next lesson. At 12:30 p.m. we usually watch a short movie. The movie today was about climate change for little kids. At 1 p.m. we have religious studies, or RS, or what a lot of people call RE, or religious education. We have religious education, of course. And our teacher has a pretty interesting name, Mr. Buddha. He named Mr. Buddha because his family was very religious. Hey, don't disclose personal details about my life. Okay, I was actually joking. That was actually all in my head. I won't reveal it. I'll never disclose the information. Anyway, back to the topic. The stuff that we do is like religion and what kind of religions are there. So, for example, we try to find out how many religions there are. I found out that there is like hundreds of religions. The main one's Christianity, but okay. And it's very interesting. In fact, he actually made us write around a page worth of information about each religion, and I decided to go to the limit and do 3 pages. And that got a 10 out of 10. Every single work of art I did was impressive. Now let's move on to the next lesson. At 2 p.m. we have art, and our teacher is Miss Da Vinci. I actually do a lot of artwork that not even a year 12 can recreate. That's how really good I am at it. Some of the artwork that I created could even be comparable to multi-million dollar paintings. I did them all right. Yeah, I won't reveal any for really personal reasons, but okay. And one thing to mention, the other students did very basic artwork where I can create the most impressive and even eye-watering pictures. At 3 p.m. I go home with my mum actually. Yeah, there's my mum. I remember wondering, does she have anything to do with the extended bedtime situation? And yes, she does. So he's been working with me very secretly in order to actually get my bedtime extended, even making illegal news articles and forcing them to broadcast it on channels. Okay, I'm joking. I would never do that. I did tell BBC4 about it though, and my mother did appear for a brief time and said this: I think that my child can function really well on 8 hours of sleep, and I'm trying to influence my dad about that right now. Peace. I usually talk about stuff like how my days went, and maybe we'll go to the park. Speaking of which, the favourite thing in the park, in my opinion, is the mini castle. But also, like, all the swings and all that stuff. Anyway, at 3:30 p.m, we go home and I say, home sweet home. And my mummy only really gets involved in these stories after 3 p.m. and I'm wondering, why did she not appear between 6 a.m. and 3 p.m? Oh, well, she goes to work, and she's usually done around 2 p.m. She's done at around 2 p.m, so she does get up quite early. She also gets up quite early as well. And unfortunately, because she gets up so quickly, I very rarely even get to say, I even rarely give her a kiss. I even very rarely give her a kiss to do it. In fact, one time I just changed my clock by 15 minutes to say, have a good day to her, and she had a nice message to say, you have a good day at school too. I went to bed at 9:45 that day. There's also another interesting fact. She actually allows me to watch CBBC and other channels in secret, as he knows that's not going to really influence me. He's studied my behavior. He's heavily looked at my behavior when watching these channels, and he said it's fine. It's a really nice place, my home. And every single day, I watch 30 minutes of CBBC every day when I get back home. And at 4 p.m. each day, I go swimming unless it's closed. And guess what? I have a lot of fun with it. The minimum age is 5, and I've been going there since the day after my 5th birthday. She also bought an infinite ticket to go to the pool, which will last forever and never expires, of course. Anyway, she also explained that there's tons to explore, and there is 42 swimming pools, and I haven't explored all of them yet. I've only explored 27, so we still have a bit more to go. At 4:30 p.m, my swimming lesson starts, and it takes around 30 minutes to drive there, and I like the ride. I don't actually use the phone at all. No, I do actually play games though. And when I do use the phone, it's usually to make calls, or to send positive messages on YouTube, or even maybe to watch an educational video while she's driving there. Usually it's the educational purpose. But at 4:30 p.m, we start a swimming lesson. It lasts an hour. So it begins at 4:30 and then ends at 5:30. What we do at that time is we usually try and see how fast we can do and see how many times we can win. Mummy usually wins, but I also win sometimes, especially when she's a bit slower from all the hard work she's done. So that's why she actually eats quite a bit. That's why she eats around 1,000 calories before the swimming pool time. In order to have some energy and also burn the calories off. So at 5:30 p.m, we're done with our swimming lesson and we go home. Dinner's at 6 p.m, and what I usually have for dinner is steak. Steak, mashed potatoes, peas and chips. Yes, a very unusual combination indeed. Actually, it's steak. Jack has steak, mashed potato, and then mash, and beans. Surprisingly, Lucy, who is actually my mum's name, has steak, mash, beans, and chips. My little sister called Lily, who is 4 years old. She gets up at 6 and goes to sleep at 9. Yep, weird enough. So she has baked beans, waffle fries, and and also ketchup. Yeah, I don't have any ketchup there. At 6:30, we watched the moon come up, all the sun going down, all the shades of black. We watched the stars of no light pollution, and we will not pollute the world in any way. And we finish our dessert, hence finishing our dinner. I sing this song. It's the end of another day. We'll have more fun tomorrow. We have experienced lots of good things today. But we could do more fun tomorrow because there just isn't enough time. Time to get into your PJs. Yep, that's the song I usually sing every time. At 6:50 p.m, I actually plot with my mummy. To get my bedtime extended by a few hours. And usually this is where the crazy stuff will happen. This is usually what I described before happens. At 6:58 p.m. It's 6:58 p.m. when CBeebies is done, I do actually get into my pajamas, not to go to bed, but to actually afterwards learn some educational stuff. But then here's where the crazy part I said happens. Sorry. At 6:59 p.m, my daddy always just says, Go to bed, or you'll have terrible nightmares and you'll turn into a monster. Even though I don't, I just keep on complaining with him. And I actually do have some materials in the pockets of my pajamas just for this situation. So at 7 p.m, this is what I do. At 7 p.m, I have this ball. I actually have this ball of what I call Jackium. I call Jack Tide. And what it does when I throw at him is he turns younger than the baby. He turns younger than Lily. Oh, come on! I want to put you to bed. And then I put him to bed instead. And the ball's effective for 5 hours and stops at 12 a.m. So he won't know that I'm actually doing all this stuff. And here's what I want to show you. At 7:01 p.m. onwards, we have educational content. At 7:30 p.m. to 8, we watch science content. At 8, we watch religious content. At 8:30, we do more math content. At 8:55, I put my little sister to bed, and instead of being like, I want to stay up another long gook, I want to watch it, I want to stay up all day, she's actually like, well, dearly, I'll go to bed and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll get up at 6. I'll go to nursery because I'm really smart and I love to work out tons of solutions. I turn on lights and I sing her a bedtime story. I sing her a song and she says, night, night. She's fast asleep at 9 p.m. At 9:30 p.m. I challenge myself with some really tough questions like what's the derivative of a certain number, or what's the chemical formula for a really complex molecule. At 9:55 p.m. I get prepared for bedtime. I open the curtains, not to cause anyone to look at me because there's almost no one who can look at me, and then I try to look through the windows, and then lights out by 10 o'clock. Goodbye.